welcome back to my channel. It is WIP Wednesday, so I thought I would keep working on this image of hair. Shock. This is from, oh gosh, what is this from? Pretty sure it's from this one. Hair Inspirations. This is the OG Hair Inspirations book, but let me look at the thingamajig. Yep, it is. Okay, it's one of my 10 books to finish for 2022. Obviously that won't be hard for me because I love hair, but yeah, I've been working on this one. Doing kind of like a, well, depending on the lighting, it's like a purple, like a red, I don't know, it's like a wine color. I'll be honest, I don't like the way it's turned out, but I'm just kind of sticking with it for flick therapy. So probably won't really share this as a tutorial. I mean, if you want the combo, here you go. I was trying to make it really, really dark, and I kind of screwed up the highlights a bit, and I think that's what's throwing me off, is it's got that darkness, but just not quite enough punch in the highlight. Now, I totally can go back and fix this. I just don't feel like it. Like I said, this is literally flick therapy. So if you want the colors, though, I'm using Polychromos because I started this in January, and you know, F is for January. So the colors I am using are black, Caput Mortem Violet, Red Violet, Magenta, Light Red Violet, Burnt Carmine, and Middle Purple Pink. Quite a few, I know. I was trying to create some depth of color, but again, I'm not really loving how it turned out, but oh well, you live and you learn, right? So yeah, here we are on another WIP Wednesday, another week. Oh goodness. It's been already a chaotic week. It's gonna be busy, not as busy as last week, I don't think. Like, at least my appointments and to-do list doesn't seem as overwhelming, but I still got a lot going on. But we'll see. I'm already like ready for the weekend, but I'm ready for the weekend the moment Monday morning and the alarm goes off. So, in fact, when the alarm went off on Monday, I thought it was Sunday, and I was like, oh, I can still sleep. And then it's like, no, I can't actually. So, bummer. But yeah, so this week, channel-wise, I am working on a picture using Brunzil Expressions watercolor pencils, and I'm hoping to finish that up actually today. And then I just need to edit it. I know I did one with the Magical Jungle and Indra, and I did it in parts. I think this one I'm just gonna upload as one single video. The expressions have color numbers, not names, but they have numbers, so you could color along if you have them. But yeah, so I want to finish that one this week, and then I am doing a skin tutorial. I've had requests for a skin tutorial. I'm not, to me, very good at skin, but I've just had a couple requests, so I figured I would oblige. So I have started one. Oh gosh, where is it? I think it's right here. Let me grab it. All right. So yeah, I've started this one using Prismacolor, and this is Serenity from Anastasia Koldareva. So I'm working on this one right now, and I may just do a full color along with this one. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of her skin. And yeah, I think I might need to go in and erase her chin line. I'm not sure yet. I like to wait and see how it all pans out, but that is something I got to work on today. I basically got a lot of lengthy, like time-consuming video projects. So, because I've got that one, I've got the Brunzil demo / color long / color and chat. They're basically, I'm demoing all the pencils that are in the watercolor battles so that you can see them being used. And then, yeah, I think the studio, I just have a couple more things to organize, like very little tiny things. The packages came over the weekend and I'm going to unbox those and get it set up. And then I think I'll be able to film the studio tour this weekend or this week. Might not get it edited and up this week, but it'll be up this month for sure. And then let's see. Oh, I spent all morning because I've been really struggling. I'm like, so February, G is for February. And I was like, what on earth items do I have that start with the letter G? And I was really struggling. I even put out a community post because at the time I could only think of 3 things. I'm like, I gotta have more than that. So I came up to my art studio and I just started going through like everything, watercolor palettes and, you know, anything and everything I could think of pretty much, because I just felt like I definitely have more than the 3 items I could think of. And I did. So sometimes you just got to come up and like actually look at your stash physically and not the top of your head type of thing. And so I went through. Sorry, I'm like concentrating because I'm trying to work on fixing the highlight. So real quick, I know a total sidetrack. What I did was I base coated with my highlight color, and that's what was creating the flatness. So now I'm leaving white and just kind of going over it, and I want to see if that kind of helps. I can tell you where I went wrong. Too many purples. My highlight color should have been lighter, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so I did come up. I've got my little 2020 Creative Companion from Ruby Charms Colors. So I have added. So when I put out that community post, all I had on my list were, well, here, look at my crappy handwriting. When I'm like in a hurry, my handwriting gets awful, but I had Faber-Castell Gelatos, M-Gram watercolors, Derwent Graphitint. That was all I had at the time. So then I came up here with my little book and I found my Glitterific paints. I don't know why I didn't think of that. My Kuretake gem colors. So that was actually one that I was like, oh, cool. And then my Jane Davenport Glitz Sea colors. So that was actually a good one. My Paul Rubens glitter watercolors. So they don't really have an official name of the palette, but they do call them glitter. So I'm just going to roll with that. And then Dragonfly Glaze. Don't know why I didn't even think of that. Glossy Accents. Jelly Roll, which I'm starting to collect more jelly rolls. And Gamsol. I don't often use Gamsol, but I figured, you know, I could use it for some pencil backgrounds and stuff like that. So, or those pencils that just don't ever want to blend. So yeah, so far I've come up with more. And then I'm still actually going to go through all my pencil sets as well. I haven't even gone through all of them just to verify. And the reason for that is, so I'm in the middle of doing a big re-swatching project, as you all, I'm sure, are aware by now, because I say it like all the time. But yeah, so I am in the middle of a big re-swatching project, and I think that has, so I have got swatch charts like all over the place, and so I need to kind of go look through the old notebook, the new notebook, and then just make sure I'm not missing anything. A lot of my watercolor palettes are not in any of my notebooks, so I have to physically pull out each palette and be like, what the heck is this thing named? So that's kind of created a little holdup too. But yeah, so I'm going to go through that. And then I was going to try and do a video with my February plans for the channel, but I don't know how much you guys actually want those or care about those. But what are these pencils up here to the side, actually? No, those aren't them. Okay. I just don't know how invested y'all are in, you know, plan videos. Sometimes I think maybe it would just be better to do like a quick community post saying, hey y'all, this is my plan for February and my goals. And of course it's all tentative because life, well, it's not predictable and things happen, or I get busy, or I just lose interest. So I hate making plan videos with the preface like that this is absolutely for sure going to happen, because then that creates pressure and no one wants to be sitting here coloring as if it was their 9-to-5 job. So yeah, I may just make a community post talking about what I plan to do. I do plan to do a little bit more face-to-face videos this month. One thing I know I will focus on is, so there's a ton of coloring tags right now for February for Hannah Carlson. For those that you don't, for those of you who haven't heard, Hannah Carlson has a brain tumor. She announced it on her Instagram a little bit ago. It's absolutely tragic. Can't even imagine, like, just how that must feel. Such a beautiful and talented woman, and gosh, I mean, her whole world has been turned upside down. And so yeah, there's a lot of tags going around for that. Now there's the one that's like support Hannah Carlson, where you show all your finished pages. That is in the plans to film this week. I had a couple subs request that I host a tag. So I was approached by another color tubist, the Coloring Diva, to co-host a tag with her, and I was originally going to do it. However, I have been struggling so much just keeping up with all my tags as of late. Like, I mean, just my Instagram tags, and I mean, I've already fallen behind sharing photos of all the, you know, F is for January and the Whimsy Girls. It's a lot. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize, and this isn't your guys' fault by any means, just like as a creator, when we create a tag, it's not like we just throw the tag out there. We got a lot of administrative tasks to tack on to that on Instagram and all that, and it does become overwhelming, you know, and I just can't keep up. And so I had originally told Monet over at the Coloring Diva I would co-host, and then I was sitting there thinking about it all weekend, and I finally had to message her and just say, I'm so sorry. I just, knowing my plate right now, I just can't, with good conscience, take on another tag. Where's my notebook? Don't mind the noise. I'm just trying to write this down so that I don't forget to tag people in my description. But yeah, I had stewed on it all weekend, and I felt wrong about it. Not about the tag, I just felt wrong agreeing to co-host, because I just don't think I'm in the mental state to do it. Because it is, like I said, it's a lot of work for us creators to host a tag. Lots of our personal time, and please, by no means, don't take this as me being selfish, like, oh, I'm too busy to support Hannah Carlson. That's not it at all. I just couldn't take on the stress of a co-host. That said, I'm going to participate in her tag, which is prayers for Hannah Carlson. There's quite a few others I've been seeing pop up on Instagram, so I'll be participating in all of those as well. And then I'll have like a little series, so I will show my pages, all my Hannah Carlson pages, as part of that support Hannah Carlson tag. So that's the first one I'm going to work on. And then I had some requests to do videos about my preferred mediums in Hannah Carlson. And that's excellent because, you know, the paper is, every book has different paper. When you initially feel them, you're like, oh, it's about the same, but they don't perform the same without pencils. So I am going to do a video about my preferred mediums. Now, of course, this is just what works for me. I guarantee some will disagree, some will have their own preference. You know, as always, anytime I share those types of videos, keep in mind it's what works for me and my style. But yeah, so I'm going to do one for that. And then I had a request to do a video about how I color Hannah Carlson hair. So I'm going to have quite a few little Hannah Carlson videos. I'm going to try and do a lot of Hannah Carlson coloring in February. I do have those little color alongs that I am working on right now, you know, because I still have the watercolor pencil battle, and that alone, that project is going to take at least a year to completely finish, not start getting results, but to completely finish. I'm currently working on ranking pencils into 3 categories and trying to think of some fun and catchy little names for them. So I was thinking of like the higher end artist grade ones will be called the Battle of the Beasts. And then you know, I was going to do Battle of the Budget because I'm not going to battle a really high-end pencil to a no-name budget pencil. I may, like, for funsies, but I'm going to be realistic. That's just an unfair comparison. It's like taking a Caran d'Ache aquarelle and being like, let's compare it to this, you know, Arteza. That's just not fair. So there will be some, you know, instances of that. But yeah, I'm working on creating my tiers, and then I am going to categorize each watercolor pencil that I feel what category it goes in, and I'm doing that based on after I get each pencil physically in my hands. I am not watching other people's opinions on what they think each pencil is. This is what I think it is. Do I think it's an artist grade, or do I think it's kind of a middle ground where it could be used by artists, but it's still, you know, it's still not quite up to par. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that, and then I'll categorize each one. And like I said, I'm trying to do like coloring videos with them so you can see them in action. Because like the review, I'm not, what's the way to put this that doesn't ruin my monetization? I'm just not going to be sitting there swatching them and creating like some comparison sheet and then calling that the end of the battle, because at the end of the day you have to physically use these pencils and color with them to really know their performance capabilities. Swatching only shares so much. Filling out a worksheet only shares so much. I plan to color at least 2 pages with each pencil brand, and they must be on different paper, you know, so it's quite the project, and I'm keeping kind of like extensive notes, like what do I notice while I'm swatching, what do I notice when I'm actually using the pencil, like different experience, better or worse, you know, stuff like that. So it's quite a bit more extensive, so I do want you guys to be patient. I'm not forgetting about these by any means, please don't think that. It's just, it's going to be a lot of work. There's a lot going into these, and that's because at the end of the battles, I want to be able to rank everything on my system based on use, price, what have you, and then I'll just create one big breakdown chart at the end. But it's going to take time. That's why I say it'll take at least a year to finish, if not longer, but you'll start getting results excuse me, way faster than that. Because I had someone that was like, wait, I have to wait a year? I'm like, no, I meant like for me to finish the whole thing. So yeah, I've got a few more I ordered this month coming, so I can get those into the queue, if you will. So yeah, lots of fun. I do want to color a lot on camera with them because I think that would be beneficial to you guys too. Because if you're on the fence or you don't want to wait for the final results, you can at least see them in action and decide if you want to buy them and try them out yourself. We'll just go from there. So it's just be patient. I am working on it as fast as my little hands will go, and then yeah, but I'm excited. It's a fun, daunting project, very expensive for me because you got to keep in mind most of these pencils, I've had quite a few donations, so don't get me wrong, but still about 85% of the pencils in these battles have come out of my own pocket. So it does take a little longer because I need to wait for my ad revenue and all that before I can go and buy more. I'm trying to keep it within the budget of what I make from my channel because I personally don't want to go in the red for this project, especially because I'm buying a lot of brands that I may never use again. I may just give away, and so you know that's a big hit to the budget. So yeah, it does depend on revenue that month and all that, but just giving you some background knowledge on the process just so you better understand like why it's going to take a while and all that. I'm still working on a comparison worksheet, so when I have head-to-head battles, which comes after, you know, testing and playing around with them, I can do that. And then I'll also probably like, you know, reach out and put like a poll, which head-to-head would you like to see once each group is ready, kind of thing. So you guys will get to interact with it. I still have a boatload of watercolor pencils to swatch. Like, I love swatching, but even I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. So I may do, maybe next week's live stream, I will just do a swatch fest and you guys can hang out with me and we'll chat about it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm taking 2022 as a very just whatever approach, you know. I will get things done. I'm not rushing it. I'm not stressing it. I want to have fun. I want you guys to enjoy the content, and I think you'll enjoy it more if I'm not like a robot drone just going, hey guys, I'm here doing this thing that I really don't feel like doing today. So same thing with like the demos I've been doing with these pencils. I'm just doing it as kind of a color and chat / color along and demo. You know, I get mixed feedback on color along. Some people want to watch them, other people don't. I've had some that say I talk too much and they would rather I not talk, whereas others want me to talk and explain the process. Oh, it's so hard when you get such mixed feedback. You're like, I don't know what to do. And then like you get very few views on those videos. So you're like, well, did I do it wrong then? Did I go the wrong way? It can be stressful being a creator, guys. You gotta find a way to appease the masses, and well, come to realize that's impossible. So I'm just gonna do me, and hopefully you guys watch. And I do appreciate all the donations I've been receiving for watercolor pencils. Truly, like, thank you, because the number of watercolor pencils out there on the market, you guys would not believe how many there are. Ooh. And there's a lot of budget ones I want to try because not everyone has money to buy Albrecht Dürers or even these Brunzils, which aren't bad, but they aren't cheap. So I'm trying to get all those budget ones in there. And so every donation I get of pencils, I am incredibly appreciative. If any of you, by the way, I am not soliciting freebies or anything. But if anyone does want to donate, I do have an Amazon wish list in my description below. Yes, my Amazon wish list is nut bars, but this is my personal wish list. Don't think things on that wish list are things I actually expect people to buy. This is what happens when Corey is up at 2 a.m., can't sleep, and is on Amazon. I just start adding, but all these things are things I plan to buy myself. So I've had a few comments like, your list is ridiculous. I'm like, I know, but these are actually things I plan to buy myself. It's just too hard to make a list for you guys only and me. I need it all centralized. So ignore the volume, but there are watercolor pencil sets on there that I still need. So if anyone wants to purchase one of those, it's always appreciated. And you know, if you have like a YouTube channel, I tend to link it as well. Hopefully get you some love. But yeah, any donation, even just donations through my Ko-fi, whatever that thing is called, helps, because it is just, like I said, it's going to be a budget breaker. So, and hey, the other way to help support my channel or my income, just so that I can afford all these sets, is just watch those stupid, pesky little ads. They annoy me too, I know. But that just helps give me a little more revenue to purchase more pencils. I don't have a lot left. Well, I say that, but I feel like every time I look at that list, I'm just like, ugh, there's still at least a dozen, I think. Yeah, so we will get there, guys. I promise. But for now, here we are. But all right, enough about the watercolor battles. What's going on with me lately? So, with the basement finished, I just need to get my lazy bum in gear and move furniture down there. But again, keyword lazy. And yeah, I just don't feel like it. Like this weekend, I was honestly the laziest I've ever been in my life, and I'm almost embarrassed about it. I just laid in bed and colored. I only got up to stream, and I am just wiped. And I think part of it is, so you guys know I have anxiety. I suffer from OCD and a panic attack disorder. What great combo, right? So I'm on a daily medication, and unfortunately it just wasn't working. I was still getting a lot of breakthrough anxiety and panic attacks, and I'm so used to my panic attacks that I know when they're coming on, and I can take my emergency meds and just, you know, stop it in its tracks. But the fact is this daily medication is supposed to stop those, and I'm still having like anywhere from 3 to 4 a week. And I have to take that emergency med, because if I let the panic attack occur, I have heart attack like symptoms. I'm also very prone to blackouts during a panic attack. It's just something I've always had during my panic attacks. So it's rough. It's really rough. And anyone who has a panic attack disorder, I'm sure you can relate, whether you pass out or not, you know. It's just I also wake up in the middle of the night to a panic attack, and people will be like, why? I mean, nothing's stressing you out at night. And I'm like, yeah, I know. There's just zero reason I should be waking up short of breath and freaking out. But so yeah, my daily med wasn't working, so they've doubled the dose, and that has really screwed with me. Anyone who's ever been on a daily medication knows that it really screws with your body. Like the first week or two, you're sick, you're tired, you're kind of in a weird brain fog, and then worse is you don't actually get the benefits of that increased dose until you're like 4 weeks in, but you're sick. So I'm like, thanks, doc. So yeah, I'm on week 2. I'm not as nauseous this morning. Oh, thank God. That was the hard part. I was just sick to my stomach. And so that's kind of resolved itself today, at least, crossing fingers. So I've been on that. I've also restarted face-to-face therapy. So I do have a therapist. He's great. He understands anxiety, but the problem is he's just gotten to this point, and it's probably because the dude is just too busy and overwhelmed, but it's just like our appointments, he'll ask how I'm doing, but one, they're video appointments. And I've started to realize I don't like video appointments with a therapist. I need to see them. I don't feel comfortable talking about the thoughts in my head in my house. Like, what if someone hears me? These are just private thoughts I need to get off my chest, and nothing bad. It's just people who overhear them might take them bad. So yeah, I've I really I just felt like it was kind of like we'd meet, and then he would just toss medications at me, and it could partially be my fault. I could have just said like, hey, I want to talk more, but I decided to go see a therapist that does like in-person sessions, the whole sit on the couch, bare your soul, cry type of gal. So I met with her last week. It was my first appointment. The first appointment, you don't really get anywhere. They just want to get to know you, get to know all your problems. So you don't really walk out of there feeling like you've been head shrunk or anything. But she's very easy to talk to. I think she and I will get along really well. So I'm going to start going every week, once a week, and just go from there and see how it goes. I don't have a lot of friends. I really don't. In person, locally, I guess I should say, I have none. And I work from home. I've worked from home for almost 13 years. I don't go to the office and like kind of hang out with people. I have major social anxiety too, so that doesn't help. I'm awkward as heck. I blush. I'm basket case, for lack of a better way to put it. And yeah, and maintaining a friendship to the level where you can just sit there and talk to them about what's going on, what's bugging you, why are you upset. Getting a friendship to that level and maintaining it as adults is just hard in general. We all have careers, kids. It's not that we're selfish, it's just we're bogged down. We don't have time to develop and maintain those relationships, and at times it can be really depressing. Like sometimes I definitely just feel alone sometimes, and it's just because I'm surrounded by great people, amazing subscribers who constantly message me just to check on me and chat with me, and also sweet. But in my everyday life, I just feel alone. Like I wish I had a friend that could just come over and chat with me, hang out with me, or when I'm having a really, really bad day, just be able to call them and just say, hey, I'm having a crappy day. Do you got a minute? Over the past month, I've lost a real good friend. And so that's been really hard on me. I took it harder probably than I should, but it's just I guess because I feel so alone out there, that when you find a friend that you can really just always chat with and be yourself with and share all those super dark, you know, little demons that we all have, but we can't just share openly, and then that person's just gone. It's hard. It's almost like a little part of you inside kind of died in a way. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, you've lost that outlet, and then you kind of realize how alone you really are, you know? And wow, I did not mean for this WIP Wednesday to get so depressing. I think it's just because I've had bottled up, or maybe because I went to therapy last week and crap is just flowing out now. But yeah, I just, and don't get me wrong, I do have some wonderful, wonderful friends, like the lovely Erica from Elm Colors. She and I have become very, very close friends. She's so sweet. She'll just let me call and ramble her ear off. And I'm sure she's so busy. But she's such a sweet person. If you're not subscribed to Erica, I really hope you do. She's a beautiful person. The nicest gal. And I just love her to death. Yeah, but you know, maybe once a week or every other week, I kind of hit her up and we kind of have a chat fest, and it's nice. I wish she lived closer. You know, she and I would definitely be the type that could just hang out. We sit there and color and BS. Erica, come visit. Actually, no, I'll come visit you. I need to escape my children and husband. Yeah, so I have, you know, friends like Erica, and then Emma from Emma Colors is a really good friend of mine as well, and she always has been. She's wonderful. Darn girl lives in the UK, makes it rough to chat sometimes because we're on such different schedules, but she is just such a sweetheart, and we have our own very, very dark humor that I don't think any of you would ever understand. Just thinking about the messages we send one another. If someone looked at our chat, they would be like, wow, you guys have serious problems. But we have our own very dark humor, and it's fun to have someone that can call you a name and it makes your day. That's our friendship. Seriously, we call each other names and it like brightens our day. I don't know. It's hard to explain. On the outside, it looks like one really whacked out friendship, but yeah. So both of those ladies are wonderful, and then the lovely Debbie, also from Color Me Stress Free. She was actually streaming with me this weekend, by the way. If you missed that, go check it out. We were having some fun with her favorite artist, Mystic Art Mirrors. She loves it. She's so sweet. She had her husband pick up, because, you know, in the UK, you lucky Brits get to pick up Coloring Heaven magazine from the grocery store, so you get it like right away if you want. And she had her husband grab 2 copies so that she could mail me one. And I was just so touched. She's so funny and so thoughtful. So I do have some lovely group of friends and whatnot, but yeah, you just sometimes get to those points where you're kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Lost my train of thought. So it's like I'm not lonely, but I am lonely, and I think it's just I had a like I said, I lost someone who was a best friend, and just kind of leaves you like, I don't know, feeling kind of just blah. But anyway, enough of that. So yeah, I am seeing a therapist, and Um, I'm excited to go back and start working on it. You know, it's hard when you have OCD to let things go, and it's hard to explain that to people, because I'll have people all the time that are like, well, just forget about it, let it go, and I'm like, it doesn't work that way. My brain doesn't operate that way. The term let it go doesn't apply to someone with OCD. It is called obsessive compulsive disorder. You get very, very obsessive. Like, literally, it consumes your life to an unhealthy level. My husband and I could have a fight over something stupid. And let's face it, ladies, anytime you get in a fight with your husband, it's usually over something really stupid. And you walk away from it like, that was the dumbest fight ever. But you're not going to give in, of course, because you got to win that fight, But I'll stew on it. Like, he'll be over it. It's like within the hour, and I'm still fuming like 4 months later. So it's just it's just one of those things, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just part of the illness that I have to learn to cope with, and I'm hoping my therapist will help me. She scared the crap out of me though, because she said, we're going to change some of your routine. Now, say that to someone with OCD and just watch a panic attack. Seriously, I was about to have a panic attack when she said that. But she's right. If you get stuck in a routine that's, perpetuating the rut you're in, you're not going to see any change. In fact, there was a sticker I put on my planner that I think it said something like, new doors only open when you try new ways. I don't know. I probably just butchered that. But this same thing kind of applies. I can't manage my OCD effectively just continuing the path I'm on. I have to make changes to my routine, because OCD people are very routine, very scheduled, like I am. Every day I'm very methodical, and I do things in the exact same order. I wake up, I have coffee, and I'll either journal or color for a little bit depending on where my brain is at, but that's part of my morning routine. 1 cup of coffee. I sit down, check my email for work. I used to get dressed after that, but I've kind of just been like, screw it, I'm wearing my sweats. And then I'll get the kids up, and then while they're eating breakfast, I go back to work and kind of get through all the emails and anything like that, and start getting a good chunk of work done. Kids get on the bus. I send them out the door at the same time. I always push them out the door at 8:10. In fact, if it's 8:11, mommy starts going cuckoo, because that's screwing up my routine. So they're out the door at 8:10. I get back to work a little bit. I watch for the bus, because the bus stop is literally just right next door to our house, so it's really cool. But I wait for the bus, and then I always have to look out the window and watch my kids get on the bus. I cannot just assume that they got on the bus. I physically have to see them step on that bus, the doors close, and it drive away. And that's part of my OCD as well. Like, if I don't see them get on the bus, I start panicking. So I do that. I get back to work for just a little bit, and then I do my recording. And I've noticed I cannot record later. Like, I must record at certain hours of the day, and that doesn't always work. Like, so if I have a doctor's appointment, or a kid gets sick, or I got a work meeting or something that gets into that hour or two of where I normally record, like, I'm I'm just flustered and I can't focus if I try to record later, and it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. I'm quite self-aware of how ridiculous my OCD is, but I can't stop it. That's the problem. I'm aware of what it does, but I cannot stop it. And that was one thing my therapist wants to work on, is changing the routine so that my brain just stops, because I am so orderly, I am so methodical. I can't just be flexible and change my schedule. Like my husband is very fly by the seat of your pants type of dude. I am not. When he pulls that crap, I lose my you know what. Yeah, and the thing is even he doesn't understand it. He'll just be like, what's the big deal if we change the plans? I'm like, it's a very big deal. I had this planned for this hour and this hour. And it's just one of those things. If you don't have OCD, it makes no sense. Let me sharpen. I do need to do my jar link review. I have now filled the chamber 4 times. And I think the only thing left to sharpen in there are some Polychromos. Carandash. Something else. Oh, a triangular pencil. I haven't tried a triangular one in here yet. So I just need to do that. I will say the auto stop on this jar link is quite impressive. AFMAT, I don't use their auto stop at all because it goes too long. However, the jar link one is pretty accurate. I do got some qualms with the sharpening, but it's not bad. I almost wish like the two married and had a baby and then they would have the perfect sharpener. But yeah, so I think actually, you know what? I'm going to call this flick therapy session over for now. Because I'm kind of at a good stopping point. And like I said, I'm methodical. I'm on a schedule. I've got to go back and do some work. I usually go back to work for a few hours after filming this, and then I come back and do some other filming. I've got quite a bit to film. My queue, as we'll call it, is pretty overwhelming, so I really want to get a jump on it. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Before I go, though, I thought I'd give you a sneak peek of the puppy, just so you can see how she's doing. Well, there she is. She saw me coming, and the first thing she does is she rolls over because she wants a belly rub. I'm trying not to shake the camera, but hang on. Let's get in there and give the belly rubs. Yes. She loves belly rubs. I am not kidding. So anytime she sees you coming for her, she instantly rolls over and is like, give me some belly rubs. Akira. There we go. Hi. Can you say hi? Can you stand up? Oh, let's see if we can get a good... She is getting so big. Akira, come. Come. Oh, you already sat. Good girl. Stay. Look at that pretty girl. We're working on the word stay, and, well, that's a failure. But I did hear Scout. So she has no collar right now. And that is because her and Scout were playing, and it got yanked off. And then Akira thought, hey, you know what would be fun? Eating my collar. And so I ordered a new one with a name tag and everything. Hey, BB. She's got another training session this week. She's getting better, but she's not quite there yet. She did good with the groomer, but Scout, come. We're still working on her, but isn't she sweet? Yes. All right, guys, I am going to call it good. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you all very soon. So until next time, take care. Bye now.